Thanks for stopping by the channel. So this weekend I was out in the hobby room and I came across these two Athearn Blue Box kits that I forgot that I purchased about 6 months ago. Both kits are the Impact articulated piggyback car sets. There's 3 cars per set. This one is undecorated. This one here says ITEL on it. Doesn't really matter because what we're going to do is we're going to build us a 6 car uh, set of these piggyback cars, and we're gonna paint them and rebadge them so they'll fit in on my new modern BNSF layout. Okay, so I got the first set of the articulated piggyback cars, the impact cars, assembled. These are the C, D, and E units. These are the ones that go in the middle of the consist of these cars. So the other kit that I have is also the C, D, and E units, and I'm going to put one of them together so it will look like these do. And then the other two I'm going to use styrene and try to build out A and B units. So I had the 2 kits of the C, D, and E units. So I've built 4 of the C, D, and E units. Now I'm going to build an A unit and a B unit, and I'm going to use these 2 spine cars. They were actually came in the C, D, and E units, but I'm going to use those as kind of my starting point for building the A unit and the B unit, and then I will use styrene to add in the details that are missing and see if I can't pull this off. All right, guys, so you can see I've got the instructions here for the A and B units, but I got a picture up on my iPad. I think this will illustrate what I'm trying to do a little better. But this is the B unit, this is the A unit here, and you can see there's some detail stuff at the front of this little consist of piggyback cars, and then this is the back end. They have the knuckle couplers. I can recreate the ladders. I have some of those, but some of this detail where they have kind of this platform here, that's what I want to recreate, and that will be on this end of the spine car that I'm going to use as kind of my donor. So I'm going to probably have to do a little bit of notching and fitting, but I think I can recreate that and build it into here, build my own A and B units for this consist. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get started doing this with some styrene, and I'm going to kitbash the heck out of these, and then I'll come back and check in with you once I get a little bit done. All right, guys, so here's our A and B units, and you can see the extra kind of bulk at the end. Here's our stock C, D, and E unit. Doesn't have any of that. So I built one out of some 040 styrene. I just kind of went with what I thought represented that. It's not spot on. But what I had to do is I had to notch the spine here in a couple spots. I notched it here. You can see compared to, and then I had to file that pocket down flush. I reattached it here, and then I had to do another notch for the coupler box and for our piece of styrene here. And I used my coupler gauge to kind of make sure that I got everything reasonably close. I can always put a spacer in here if I need to, but I didn't want it setting up high like that. That's why I had to notch the spine. So there's that. And then once I put all the little detail parts on here, you can see it really start to come together. And again, I'm not going for spot on accuracy. I'm going for reasonable facsimile, and this is definitely gonna meet that. So I'll keep working on it and then I'll come back. Okay, so here's what we started with, our C, D, and E spine car. We needed to build an A unit and a B unit. So here's the A unit. We built this structure here out of some 040 styrene. We added the ladders, brake wheel, hitch plate, the other ladder. I built a little mounting point for the brake wheel assembly out of some 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch styrene angle. We got our new coupler box on, new KD couplers installed. I got the trucks back on. We will change these wheels out for new metal wheels for final assembly. but I did pretty good matching up coupler heights using my gauge here. It's not perfect, but for the mock-up, it turned out pretty good. So I'm happy with that. So next thing I've got to do is build this again here for our B unit. So I'll get to work doing that, and then I'll come back. All right, so I finished up the fabrication work on the B unit. So I have the A unit, B, C, D, E, and an F unit. So I've got a 6-car set of the Impact um, articulated piggyback spine cars. I got them hit with 2 or 3 coats of the Glidden brick red paint. I just look at it as BNSF red. It matches pretty close. So these are ready for decals. So I'm going to set them aside. So the next part of the project I need to tackle is the trucks and wheel sets. So I'm going to pull the wheel sets off. I'm going to replace those with new metal wheel sets. And these trucks, though, if you can see when I turn them, they got that sheen, that new plastic sheen, and I don't like that. I'm going to get rid of that. So what I'm going to do is hit these with a coat of dull coat, because my paints will grab to that better and stay long term better than to this real slick plastic. So I hit these with a coat of dull coat, and I'm just going to do a little bit of dry brushing to bring out some of these details and get rid of that new plastic look. So I used some glue dots to just stick the trucks down upside down on this is just a scrap stick. A paint stir stick would work great for this. And then I hit them with a couple coats of the matte clear enamel from Rust-Oleum. All right, so I got my uh, dry brushing work done on the trucks. Remember, we went with flat earth, then we came in with some gunmetal gray, and then we follow that up with some rust. And you can see there's a nice variety here, but what you don't see is that shiny black plasticky look, which is what I wanted to get away from. So I'll let these dry, and then I'll hit them with a coat of the dull coat just to seal everything in. Okay, so I'm back. I've got my trucks. Those turned out pretty well. I got rid of that shiny plastic that I didn't want to see, and I'll put metal wheels in here and we'll get those attached. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to decal our spine cars up so I can hit them with a coat of clear, and then I'll put the trucks back on and the couplers on the A and B units. So I did a little research. I couldn't find anything. I don't know that these are real cars that BNSF runs. However, that's what they're going to be on my layout. So that's what I'm going to build. And I've got some BNSF logos here. The kind of the flying wedge there. And I thought one of those would look good on that spine. And then I'll put some various signage on the cars here and there. I've got some ABC for the different units. I've got a whole mess of decals here that I can use to kind of bring these things to life. So that's what my plan is. I'm just going to wing it. All right, so round 1 of the decals is done. From front to back is the A, B, C, D, E, and F units. The decals vary a little bit in size, but I'm not too worried about that. You get the gist of it. And then there's some decals on the back side as well. It's mainly just warning signage, that kind of stuff. I went with the bigger reflective tape on the A and B units, and then on the C, D, and E, F units, I went with smaller stuff because it's what I had. Anyhow, I'm gonna add some more, and then I'll come back. All right, so I finished up the decal install, hit them with a coat of clear. I put a little bit of the gunmetal gray. I did some dry brushing up on the trailer plates. I'll flip this one around here. You can see I got additional decal signage on the opposite side. So I think what we need to do now is put them up on the layout and take a look at them.